the next President of 75th Session of UN General Assembly?
How the UN General Assembly will have session in the midst of pandemic.
What is the recent accomplishment of UN General Assembly?
United Nations General Assembly update. Let's hear the report from Omar E. Lepoles.
The 75th session of the United Nations General Assembly, or UNGA 75, will open on September 15 with a high-level general debate taking place from September 22 to 26 and concluding on September 29, 2021. Under the theme, "The Future We Want, the United Nations We Need," reaffirming our collective commitment to multilateralism, confronting COVID through effective multilateral action. This General Assembly will mark on the 75th anniversary of the United Nations throughout a high-level meeting on September 2021. Again, I am Omar Lepoles from Philippines. Back to you, Rhea.
Who is the next President of 75th Session of UN General Assembly?
The current President of United Nations General Assembly is no other than President Volkan Bozkır. How is the President of General Assembly elected? The President is elected by a simple majority vote of the General Assembly. Usually, the member states of a regional group agree on one candidate and present a clean slate. In such cases, the election can take place by acclamation. The President is elected at least 3 months before formally assuming office, usually in mid-June. This allows him/her to prepare and assemble a team before the General Assembly session begins in September. I am Jabir A. Kairuling from Turkey. Back to you, Omar.
How the UN General Assembly will have session in the midst of pandemic. Let's hear the report from Jesse Golchano. Jesse?
Thank you, Miss Barrow. According to my interview that you will never be able to enter the meeting or participate if you will not go through the testing center and you do not have a COVID-19 or a pandemic and you do not have a symptoms of the pandemic to ensure that all of the people inside the meeting is safety. I am Jezebel T. Golchano from New York City. Back to you, Rhea.
What is the recent accomplishment of UN General Assembly? Let's hear from Chica Cambuena. Chica, go ahead.
Yes, Alnor. So here are some of the achievements of UN. UN has rendered a great service in establishing peace and security by solving various problems. The UN has solved many international disputes and preserves peace in the world through peaceful negotiations. Then, it settled disputes between Israel and Palestine, Iran and Iraq, and withdrawal of Soviet troops from Afghanistan. It has signed many nuclear test ban treaties like NTBT in 1963 and CTBT in 1996. The UN has conducted the Conference of Environment and Development at Rio de Janeiro in 1992. So right now, the UN has approximately 110,000 peacekeepers helping foster peace and security in 15 operations around the world. From Los Angeles City, Checa Micabeñas reporting. Back to you, Alnor.
UN system is an umbrella term for all the intergovernmental bodies and institutional entities of the UN. The organizational chart of the UN can be found on the UN website. The UN system has two distinct but interlinked spheres: the UN's intergovernmental bodies and the UN institutional entities. The UN intergovernmental bodies consist of some of or all of its member states, and depending on their mandates, set policies, define international norms and standards, and govern UN institutions. The UN institutional entities support the intergovernmental processes, and some also engage in operational activities around the world, and the General Assembly is at the center of the UN system. Different parts of the UN system have different relationship with the General Assembly. Under the UN Charter, function and powers of General Assembly includes to discuss any question relating to international peace and security, except when a dispute or situation is being discussed by the Security Council. Also to make recommendation for the peaceful settlement of any situation which might harm the friendly relations among nations, and also to discuss and make recommendation on the power and functions of any organ of the United Nations, and so on. I am Rhea May Baro.
I am Anlor Labawan.
We'll bring the news door to door.
The news can you trust.
This is Global News. 228 days before Christmas. Stay at home and save lives.